Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Lectures on Human Diseases and Genes. In this video, I will discuss about Brugada Syndrome. Brugada Syndrome was first described by the Thai cardiologist Pedro Brugada and his brother Jose Brugada along with their colleague Arnaud Brugada in 1992. They identified and reported the syndrome based on a series of cases characterized by specific electrocardiographic findings and associated with an increased risk of sudden cardiac death. Their work established the foundation for recognizing and understanding this genetic disorder which affects the electrical activity of the heart. Brugada syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the heart's electrical system, leading to abnormal heart rhythm and an increased risk of sudden cardiac death. It is characterized by distinctive changes in the electrocardiogram, that is ECG, and is often associated with a family history of sudden cardiac death or unexplained syncope, that is faint. Brugada syndrome is considered a rare genetic disorder. The estimated prevalence of Brugada syndrome varies, but it is generally thought to affect approximately 1 in 2,000 to 1 in 5,000 individuals in the general population. The prevalence can differ based on geographical and ethnic factors. Brugada syndrome is more frequently reported in individuals of Southeast Asian descent compared to other populations. Studies suggest a higher prevalence in these regions, but the exact figures can vary. In populations outside Southeast Asia, the prevalence may be lower, though the syndrome is still a significant concern due to its potential severity. Brugada syndrome is more common in males than females, with a reported male to female ratio of about 8:1. The syndrome is characterized by a specific abnormal pattern on the ECG, including a cove-type ST segment elevation in the right precordial lead V1 to V3, often with a prominent negative T wave. These changes are particularly noticeable in the right precordial lead. The abnormal ECG patterns may be intermittent and not always present, which can make diagnosis challenging. Patients may experience fainting or near fainting episodes, often triggered by stress, fever, or certain medication. Brugada syndrome can lead to life-threatening arrhythmias, including ventricular fibrillation, which can cause sudden cardiac death, especially in individuals with no prior symptoms. Brugada syndrome is primarily associated with mutations in several key genes involved in cardiac ion channels. The most common implicated gene is SCN5A, but other genes can also be contribute to the conditions such as CACNA1C, CACNB2, KCNH2, and KCNE3 genes. The SCN5A gene encodes a sodium channel which is critical for the proper functioning of cardiac electrical activity. It plays a crucial role in generating and conducting electrical impulses in the heart. Mutations in the SCN5A gene can disrupt the normal function of the sodium channel, leading to abnormal heart rhythms characteristic of Brugada syndrome. The SCN5A gene consists of 28 exons and is located on short arm of chromosome 3 at position P21 and spans over 100 kb of DNA. It co-encodes for the alpha subunit of the cardiac sodium channel NAV15, which is critical for heart electrical activity. The gene's structure include an N-terminus, C-terminus for homologous domain and 6 transmembrane segments within each domain. It is mainly expressed in the heart and is involved in several cardiac diseases such as long QT syndrome and Brugada syndrome. Most cases of Brugada syndrome follow an autosomal dominant inheritance pattern, meaning that a single copy of the mutated gene from one parent can cause the condition. This is particularly true for mutations in the SCN5A gene. Some cases arise from new de novo mutations that occur spontaneously and are not inherited from either parent. Brugada syndrome is diagnosed using specific electrocardiogram patterns, patient symptoms, and family history of sudden cardiac death or arrhythmia. Electrophysiology studies and genetic testing for gene variants can further confirm the diagnosis and evaluate risk. The most crucial part of the diagnosis is identifying a type 1 Brugada ECG pattern. This pattern involves cove-shaped ST segment elevation and elevated ST segment usually greater than 2 mm. It must be observed in the right precordial lead V1, V2 or V3. If the spontaneous ECG pattern is not visible, a medication challenge test can be performed. Sodium channel blockers such as asmalene or flecainide can unmask the characteristic type 1 ECG pattern. Brugada syndrome treatments are aimed at preventing sudden cardiac death through implantable cardioverter defibrillators, that is ICDs, for high-risk patients, and antiarrhythmic medications like quinidine to control heart rhythms, or in some cases radiofrequency catheter ablation to destroy heart tissues causing arrhythmia. Implantable cardioverter defibrillator is surgically placed in the chest to continuously monitor heart rhythm and deliver an electrical shock to correct dangerous fast heart rhythm. It is the most effective treatment for preventing sudden death in high-risk patients. Antiarrhythmic drugs such as quinidine are prescribed to help to prevent life-threatening irregular heartbeats by blocking specific ion currents in the heart. These can be used alone or in conjugation with an ICD. For patients whose ICDs are not effectively control the symptoms, a radiofrequency catheter ablation procedure can scar or destroy heart tissue responsible for the irregular rhythm. Lifestyle changes are also crucial, including avoiding fever, containing medications, high-dose caffeine, illicit drugs, and potentially extreme diets, as well as informing medical staff of the condition when seeking treatment. This is all about Brugada syndrome. So today we learned about Brugada syndrome, its causes, symptoms, and how it affects the body. If you found this video helpful and learned something new, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe my channel Lectures on Human Diseases and Genes for more health insights. Share this video with your friends and family members to spread awareness. If you have any questions or queries with this disease, drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. Don't miss my next video. Until